All right, I think we're live now. And to start off with, I just want to talk about a couple things. First of all, you probably should have heard by now. Hold on a second. There we go. Wait a minute. Still messing with the software here. Thank you for your patience. There we go. If you haven't heard already, I'm sure you have, the schools are going to be online for the duration of this year. We kind of saw it coming, but it is what it is, and we'll deal with it as best we can. So, having said that, I know a lot of the students have been contacting me through the Google Classroom and from Messenger and Gmail and all that kind of stuff. And I thank you for that. Some of you haven't, and we're trying to reach out to you as best we can. If there's a problem, you got to let us know. Get a hold of the school, district service center, the high school, whatever school you're affiliated with. Please reach out, because we want you to get credit for this year. We don't have a lot of details yet, because you probably see the same things we see in terms of what the governor reports to us every day. But hopefully things are going to go well from here on out, and I hope you have levels. Right now I'm going to bring in Todd Schneider. And let's see. I don't see any levels. If there's anybody on here, let me know if I have levels. Can you hear me out there? You can hear me? Are you hearing me through Facebook? Okay, hold on a second. Check, check. There we go. We should have levels now. Okay. So, having said all that fun stuff that you probably didn't hear, still working on a lot of the glitches and the spaghetti of cables that I have running through my basement. We're going to bring in Todd Schneider. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and say something for me so I can get a level.
I'm here. Drinking a cup of coffee at 1:05 in the afternoon.
It's a beautiful thing. So, Mr. Schneider.
Yes, sir.
First of all, tell me about what's going on in your life in terms of the craziness that is the pandemic.
So, I think that at this point, probably going through the same thing that everybody else is going through.
Right.
First of all, praying for nice weather so you can actually get outside. Like yesterday was beautiful. Today the sunshine's fooling us all because it's cold and windy out there. Obviously, I am blessed in the sense that my wife and I are both in professions where we're still working, and we're still working from home. I have a daughter in the 6th grade. I have a daughter in the 4th grade. So I'm seeing what remote learning and the coronavirus and the pandemic is doing to them. I have talked to my parents a couple times. I've kind of done the whole social distance visiting thing. It's been weird. It's been surreal. 15 years in education, and I can honestly say that I've never dealt with anything like this, and I certainly hope.
I don't think anybody could have seen this coming. I mean,
no.
But like what I've been saying lately is you pretty much just have to take it day by day. I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, I'm sure you have too, kids have been reaching out saying, what am I supposed to do about this? What am I supposed to do about that? And it's like, we don't have answers yet. And and I think that's part of my wife and I were talking about it, and I was somewhat relieved that the governor finally made the statement about, look, we're going to continue online for the rest of the year, because the not knowing was kind of weird. Especially when, and I don't know how, I can't speak for other teachers. I know for me, everything I'm doing here is new and really flying by the seat of my pants right now. And I'm sure everybody's kind of dealing with that same kind of chaos in their life right now. But it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to kind of stretch and reach out to a new paradigm. So.
No, I completely agree. I'm a firm believer that, and it's 2020. So, of course, we all know that. We all know it's 2020.
I don't know. That's one thing. There's days that I wake up and I'm like, what day is it?
Hashtag worst year ever.
Yeah, I can never tell. I always have to think about it. I always have to look at my phone or my computer to see what the date is. And then I always have to, and I don't know what other people's, the people that are still working, especially if you're working online, we have to record what we've done on each day or whatever. And then I always have to think, did I do that today? I'm just not used to it.
And if there was ever a time in world history to be quarantined, it's now. We have so many ways and means to communicate. I mean,
right.
I'm sitting here, you're sitting there. This is out on Facebook. We've done a lot of work of getting a hold of kids, whether it's shooting them a text message or
right.
Facebook Messenger. I mean, exceptional times call for exceptional efforts. So,
right.
It's, if there was ever a time to be quarantined, this is the time now. But obviously there's those worries of what comes next. But I think the governor making the call that school is canceled now, I won't say canceled because that's
right.
That's wrong, but remote learning, now we have an understanding of what lies ahead, at least for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks as far as school goes. So now we certainly have some answers. I don't think they're the answers we all wanted.
Right.
I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Like you and I were talking before this broadcast, we just said, I'll never take another day as an educator for granted again.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah. But I know we've got some things coming up. I know there's, particularly my seniors, want to know about graduation.
Sure.
We don't know, do we? I mean,
we've got some plans. We've got some different things in the works that once they're finalized, they'll obviously be released to the public. But what those are or what those are going to look like, I really don't know, and I really can't say right now.
Right.
In a perfect world, kids would be buying tuxes and dresses and getting ready for prom,
right.
But that's not where we are right now. So, there is going to be graduation. I
right.
don't want to say there isn't going to be, but
right.
what's it going to look like?
We don't know.
I don't know. I have some ideas because of different things we've discussed, but I still don't know what it's going to look like.
Right. Well, let's talk about some things we do know.
Absolutely.
Number one, if you did buy a cap and gown, I believe tomorrow they can.
Yes.
If you already purchased it and you're waiting for it at Harding, is that correct? They're going to be at Harding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, 10-1, something like that.
Yeah, that.
You can double check that. The Marion City Schools website, I think, has it posted.
Yeah.
If not, I think you can call the school or call the DSC, and they'll let you know about details about picking it up. We still have the food service program.
We do, absolutely. I have been, just to speak on that a little bit.
Sure.
I have been fortunate enough throughout the course of this pandemic and the stay-home orders to work with and help the food service people. And we talk about heroes during this pandemic, and we're all doing heroic things, educators, people who are going and stocking grocery shelves and checking people out, from doctors and nurses. I mean, people driving city buses. I mean, the city buses are still running.
Sure.
I mean, there may not be as many people on them, but they're still running. But I'm going to tell you right now, Winnie Brewer and her staff, the food services staff, which has included some custodians and different people working at different times and different staff members who aren't even part of the food service staff, like teachers who have jumped in to help get lunches ready. I mean, it is nothing short of amazing. Breathtaking. I mean, I can't describe it. It's just one of those things that just kind of makes your heart sing.
Sure.
I mean, it's awesome. It was really, really awesome.
And I know I've kind of, made this point several times already, but, even the teachers and anybody that thinks the teachers aren't, doing normal teaching stuff. Well, it's not normal, but I mean,
no, it's not.
In other words, thinking that we're not, doing our regular work. I know my workload. I know my wife working for the ESC. I mean, it's been crazy. We've been nonstop and trying to recalibrate everything to be an online classroom, particularly for what I do. This is, completely an invention right now, and struggling with a lot of troubleshooting. I think I told you right before we went on, I have spent all morning trying to get rid of buzzes and pops and, inputs, and had to restart everything 15 times. And anyway, but not to, belittle anybody else, but I know the teachers, I think, have been working overtime. I mean, everybody that I've talked to, we've been having our staff meetings and all of our PD and all that kind of stuff. That has been going on nonstop. Been reaching out to kids at least 3, 4, 5 times a day, trying to get them to participate in this. So I know it's hard, and that I had a conversation with a couple parents just recently, and they were saying, they weren't. It wasn't like an argument or anything, but they were just saying, I keep saying, you got to make sure your kids are doing this, and they're like, we are trying, So a lot of empathy for the parents out there that I understand, and my point was, I'm not putting it on the parents. I'm particularly, with high school kids, they should know that they need to do this. They need to log in and do this.
Sure. Well, and it's one of those things too. I think that, mentally too, I think it's really hard for teenagers, specifically even seniors right now, even though we've been at this for 4 or 5 weeks, to wrap their brains around, what's going on. I mean, teenagers naturally, the teenage brain is naturally inclined to look at not the big picture, but just kind of look at tomorrow. I mean, that's just kind of the way teenagers are wired. I mean, I was a teenager once too. Believe it or not.
Absolutely.
As were you, Mr. Mullins, and I know that was the way I thought too.
Right.
It's just it's a really rough time right now, and I think about all of the wonderful youngsters in schools all throughout America that that teacher smiling at them, or that bus driver, or the custodian, or the secretary, or your social studies teacher,
right,
or your telecom teacher. When those things are gone and they're taken away from you, it certainly takes a toll on your psyche, and it's really, really hard sometimes, I think, to motivate yourself to do those things. Right. It's really tough. I mean, it's really tough. And honestly, like I said, I've got a 6th grader and a 4th grader, and just watching, their struggles has been tough. It's been tough. And like I said, I see all ends of the spectrum. I mean,
right,
as the educator, as the principal, also as the parent. So
right.
It's kind of weird to wrap your head around it all, I guess.
But if you had a message for your students, what would you say to them? I mean,
I would say the most important thing I would say to all the students out there that are watching this, and obviously I know that the upperclassmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Obviously, they all know who I am, and some of the freshmen maybe do or maybe don't. And of course, I'm still art principal. I'm just over running the Withrow building.
Right.
My advice to you guys would be, first of all, check on each other, but also take care of yourselves. And reach out to your teachers. I mean,
right.
We are here to help you guys. And if that means you need a Chromebook, well then dadgummit, we're gonna get your Chromebook. If that means you need fed, then dadgummit, we're gonna get you fed. I mean, whether that means I'm gonna drop food off at your house, maybe set it on the front porch, or make sure that you're able to come and pick it up. Reach out to us, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to make sure you guys are okay. And really, like I said, it's 2020. So
right.
I know some people have a tough time with, maybe they don't have Wi-Fi, maybe they don't have access to technology, but man, find a way, whether you're sending, you find a Facebook page, I don't know. Find a way to get a hold of your teacher. Ask your friend to email your teacher. I mean, our emails are public record. I mean,
absolutely.
T. Schneider at mcspresidents.org.
Right.
J. Mullins at mcspresidents.org. There's a million ways to get a hold of us. Please reach out to us, because we want to hear from you, and we certainly have been reaching out to you guys.
Absolutely.
As well.
I think I spent all day yesterday emailing like every one of my students, just saying, hey, I need to hear from you, just give me a hello, give me something, and I did get some feedback. I did get feedback. So, and kudos to them, for reaching out and asking questions. And I think that's the big thing. I know we don't have a lot of answers right now. I mean, we don't. But ask the question anyway, because we're trying to find the answers. It's just that the unknown and trying to, we're searching in the dark right now. But we are making progress. I think, this platform is going to it'll get better, and has been getting better. And once we get more used to it, I had Mitch Myers on the other day on the first live stream we did. Had some glitchiness to it, but it worked, and we still had a great time communicating. So that's just one way of reaching out and being part of this. So now, you're also city council president.
Absolutely.
I noticed city council meetings. You were doing like a Zoom or a.
We did, yeah. We did Zoom for the play. I mean, like we're doing this on Google Meets right now, or Google Hangout, whatever you want to call it. But we're a Google compliant school. Zoom is easier, I guess, if you're not a Google compliant school, and it allows the person who set up the meeting to have a little more control over muting people and not muting people, and people talking, people not talking. So we've used Zoom because naturally when you get 10 council members, and then you have the clerk of council, and then you have all of the different heads of the department, whether it's the mayor, the streets department, the airport, you have all of these different people, the auditor, everybody else, and then you open it to the public, which obviously we're always going to do because we want the public to know what's going on. Zoom is a little more conducive to that, and I can't speak enough about how magnificent and excellent our clerk of council is, Tarina Rose. She is he's out of this world. Great. So the first meeting was a little rough, but then the second meeting was smooth as all get out. So, and like I said, we're still working our way through, and we're still making some mistakes. I mean, I'm sure that maybe there was times that somebody who was in the audience wanted to talk, and I didn't see him or I didn't hear him, and they didn't get a chance. But it's never our intention, my intention, to ever not allow somebody the chance to talk or ask a question. It's just kind of like shooting a plane into the air and then building it while it's flying, which I think describes everything right now. Yeah. Marion City Schools Television, we air those. Are they going to archive those Zoom meetings, or? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The good thing about the Zoom meetings is you can obviously record those, and I think going forward, once all of this blows over and we are able to get back to meeting face to face, I think Zoom is going to be an excellent platform anyways, to kind of even film those meetings and then kind of disseminate them that way as well.
Well, the crazy thing,
actually, live stream, Zoom is magnificent for live streaming.
Right. Well, we were just getting back with the video because, we've been running the audios for so long, and we were just getting back into video, and then this happened. It's crap.
We were just getting back, and Mother Nature was like,
nope. So anyway, it's hard. As most, I don't know if our audience knows, but we're not allowed in the buildings yet. So I haven't been able to get there and update any of the scheduling on the Marion City Schools television. I will as soon as we can. In the meantime, that's kind of why I went with this platform and why I tried to build this into my home studio. So, like I say, and the good thing about this is these are going to be archived as well, and they'll be on Facebook, and then I'll share it on my Twitter account and so on. So, absolutely. And it's just a different situation, and I we're just going to muddle through the best we can and make it work, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think one of the magnificent things about the human spirit and educators, I mean, I'm just gonna brag on educators right now, is that if there was ever a group, and this is not meant to offend anybody else in any other professions, but obviously I'm biased to educators, as are you, Mr. Mullins.
Sure.
If there was ever a group of human beings that can keep their head on a swivel, to use an old coach's term, and think on their feet and adjust on the fly, boy howdy, it is educators. And I really think when all of this is said and done, I certainly hope we as a nation really kind of readjust our priorities. We start thinking about not just, how much teachers make, but also how much the person stocking the grocery shelves makes.
Sure.
The person working at McDonald's makes. I mean, ultimately, jobs that we probably wouldn't have deemed essential a year ago, we now see as essential. So if there is some positive that can come out of all of this, is that we can kind of set the reset button, and we can kind of start to look at priorities and what really means a lot to us as a society, as people, as humans, as educators, as a country, and as a people.
Right. Well, and I think the thing that, at least what I've experienced so far, is how resilient everybody's being, and adjusting on the fly. And these are all good skills to have and develop for our students as well as staff and everybody else. So,
absolutely.
It's just weird. There's just no getting around it.
That is like the word of 2020.
Weird. Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
Okay, man. Well, anything else you want to talk about, or?
Well, I've got it pulled up here on Facebook, and I saw that someone had needed to know what's next so the kids pass their grade. I think the most important thing right now is we're still kind of the district is still kind of looking at and laying out maybe some of what the guidelines are going forward, especially in the aftermath of knowing that for the rest of the year we're going to be doing remote learning. So naturally, remote learning is going to be a challenge for some students. I mean,
sure.
We know that. So I would just encourage kids to work. First of all, email your teachers, get a hold of your teachers,
right.
Talk to your teachers, do whatever you got to do to make that contact and get the communication going. And what is out there, work on that, get it done, start working, start getting things done. And, we'll see when the dust settles. And I certainly certainly hate to be ambiguous and maybe not give people the answers that they want, but that's just kind of where we are right now.
Right.
I wish I could say more. I wish I could give more, but at this point, we're still figuring things out as we're going, because yesterday the governor said we're closed, or we're remote learning. Remote learning for the rest of the year. So now we know. Now we've got to build going forward.
Sure.
So I am confident that our Board of Education and, Dr. Irusi and Ms. Lawson will certainly, get together with a team of people, and we'll determine what's going to happen going forward, and there will be messages delivered from the district level. So until that happens, keep grinding, keep working, keep doing what you're doing. And if you haven't done anything yet, which I just start. Right.
Okay? And one of the things I was reaching out to kids about was, I know with my stuff, they're built around a 30 to 40 minute activity schedule. But if you just do them, they're not going to take you that long. However, if you wait, if you keep putting it off, now that assignment that wasn't very long, you've got 10 of them. And so the procrastination, and I get it, man. I mean, I'm even offering alternatives. So if you reach out to me, we'll come up with an alternative for you to get some points in. I think that the biggest thing, and I don't think there's a teacher out there that won't work with you, because we understand. I mean,
absolutely. Like I said, I can't speak highly enough of educators. I mean, once again, I'm watching elementary teachers work their tails off for my 4th grade daughter. I'm watching middle school teachers work their tail off for my 6th grade daughter. I'm watching high school teachers work their tail off for our kids, whether they're in my building, whether they're at Harding, just all of the Harding kids, and everywhere, all 1,200 of them. I'm watching them work their tails off. I mean, for gosh sakes, I'm on Harding Telecom at 1:30 in the afternoon with you. If that's not working your tail off to get messages out to people, I don't know what is. So, we'll do whatever to help any kid. I mean, it's just that's just the way we're wired. I mean, we're teachers, we're educators. That's what we do.
But we're trying to reach out to the students, and we need them to reach back a little bit and get this whole thing happening. We have basically a month of this left. And I know it's a shift, and I know a lot of people have been kind of holding back to see where we were going to go from here. And I think, like you said before, now we know. We know this is it. And
what was it they said on G.I. Joe? Now you know.
Yeah, the more you know, the more you know.
Yeah.
So
all the millennials are like, "What?
What are you talking
about?" Sorry.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, hey, good talking to you, brother.
Hey, always a pleasure. And to all the kids that watch this later, and anybody watching now, like I always tell my Withrow kids every day, and I always told all the kids on the announcements at Harding last year, and I just want to say it again, we love you all, guys. That's why we do what we do, man. Our hearts are breaking as much as yours are. Seniors, there's nothing I'm ever going to say that's ever going to make you feel any better, so I'm not even going to try. But we love you all, guys. Just stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and reach out to us for help, whether that's educational help or you just need someone to help you get your head right. We love you all. That's what we're here for.
Sounds good, man. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to sign off here. I know people like to tune into the governor around 2, so I always try to get off of here. But
we don't want to steal his thunder.
I'm sure the 9 or 10 people that are watching us right now are going, "Come on, hurry up!" Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, well, dude, I will talk to you later. And if you have any information that you want to share out, just shoot me an email or get a hold of me somehow, and we'll do this again.
Okay, and 10 to 1 for pickup. I double checked on my computer. 10
also,
to 1.
Yeah, 10 and that's at the Harding building.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, we are going to honor the class of 2020 by lighting up the stadium.
Absolutely.
And that is Friday at 8:20, is that correct?
I believe so, yep.
Again, double check me on dates and numbers, because woo! The Marion City Schools website, I know it's posted on Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So, keep track of social media, keep in touch with us that way. I will, I'll make notes in the future when we do this. Remember, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday, 1 o'clock. I'll have different guests lined up. Some of them will be students, some of them will be teachers, administrators, just special guests in general. So, having said that, Mr. Schneider, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
Got a switch here. Hold on. Okay. And that was Todd Schneider, so thank you for that, my man. A couple other things just to wrap this up. Like I said, we're going to honor the class of 2020. They're going to light up the stadium. I think that's a pretty much statewide thing. I know at least Marion County, I think it's this Friday, and that's all the local high school stadiums. And they're not requesting necessarily that you go to the stadium, but if you drive by the stadium, stay in your car, that kind of thing, and just acknowledge the class of 2020. Again, we'll get more details to you. I know we have a staff meeting tomorrow on every Wednesday, and they give us more details. And as soon as I get those details, I will either address them on this channel or through your Gmail accounts. Other than that, thanks everybody for watching. If you ever have any questions or comments that you want to share to the community through this channel, you can email me at jmullins@mcspresidents.org. And other than that, I don't have anything else for you right now. We do have some special guests lined up. I'm about 3 or 4 deep right now, and then we'll get some more students on here as well. So, having said all that, I wish you all a great day, and tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. for our Marion Harding Telecom updates for the Marion City Schools. Have a great day.